Hey friends, welcome to this week's episode of the Shannon McCabe Show. What I have for you today is actually a mashup. It's a few clips from some of my most popular and downloaded episodes of 2025. So pop in your earbuds and save this for when you need a sober friend in your pocket. And don't forget to check out my website, shannonleemccabe.com, for the latest on my upcoming sober retreat and to get a head start on the new year by joining the Blueprint. Thanks for listening, friends. Welcome to the Shannon McCabe Show, where we break free from our drink-obsessed culture, challenge the myths around alcohol, and redefine sobriety as the empowering choice it truly is. I'm Shannon McCabe, sober coach, holistic nutritionist, and your guide to a life that feels better without booze. Whether you're newly sober, sober curious, or years into this journey, this podcast is here to give you the truth about alcohol, the tools to build lasting confidence, and the hope that a vibrant, fulfilling life is waiting for you on the other side. So grab your coffee or sparkling water and let's dive in. This is the thing, you guys, and this is where I'm always going to be brutally honest with you because it really is what's best for you. The longer that you put this off, meaning quitting drinking, the longer you avoid quitting drinking, the longer that you now willingly keep stepping into this cycle because now you know. I've explained it to you. You understand what's happening. The longer you keep drinking, the harder it's going to be to break this cycle. The harder it's going to be, the more discomfort it's going to cause you when you finally do decide to quit. So that's where then that's the choice. That's what you've got to ask yourself is how much worse do you want to let this get? How much more of your actual emotional intelligence and actual emotional regulation feeling your life, how much more of that are you going to give away to alcohol and let alcohol hijack it, turn you into a person that is not actually you? Because that all of that stress, all of that overwhelm, the fear, the anxiety, the depression, the anger, whatever it is, the more you drink, the more all of the those emotions become the alcohol. They're not you. They're not the real you. You can figure out how to work through those things. You can figure out how to manage them, how to deal with them, but not as long as alcohol is in the picture. Because you're not in control then. Your brain's not even in control. Alcohol is in control. So I hope that that really lands on your heart and not in a scary way, you guys. I want these conversations to be the thing that hopefully cause like some things to click and shift in your brain. And maybe even do cause some cracks to open up in your heart where then the hope can start to come in. And you can start to think like, okay, wow, I wish I had known that this is what alcohol does because maybe I wouldn't have turned to it so much. I don't know if that lands for any of you guys, but I remember feeling that so much when I first started learning all of this stuff and first really quit, meaning really quit with support, with education, with accountability, all of that in the fall of 22. When I started learning all of this stuff, I was like, my God, if I had known this years ago, if I had known this when Dylan was born, if I had known this when parenting got really, really hard, I don't think I would have turned to alcohol as much as I did. I bought all of the mommy needs wine, hook, line, and sinker because I believed it was as innocent and innocuous as society makes it out to be. But you guys, that is simply not the truth. And that is why I want to have these conversations because I want you to understand you can step out of this cycle at any time. And I promise that for as scary and overwhelming as that feels to think about quitting drinking, it can reward you that much more too, right? However big your fear feels, the reward, the peace, the freedom, the joy, everything that you're going to be making space for by letting go of alcohol is going to be that big too. Like it is going to outweigh the fear if you just do it, okay? What's before you now, you guys, is just making the decision to step away. Step away from alcohol long enough to let your brain actually recalibrate. Let your brain heal. Let your brain remember and relearn how to emotionally regulate itself and help you get through your life without relying on an actual drug, because as a drug, I'll always remind you guys of that. Alcohol is a drug, okay? And yes, it's uncomfortable at first, but it's only uncomfortable because you haven't done it without booze for a long time. It's not uncomfortable because it's wrong, and it's not uncomfortable because you're weak or not capable. It's just uncomfortable because it's new again. It's new. A lot of us have not done much of our adult life without alcohol. So it feels weird. Okay, I get it. It does. It feels weird at first, but it's absolutely possible. And the more we do it, the easier it becomes. The more you find yourself coming back to yourself, remembering how strong you are, how capable you are, how resilient you are, remembering what you enjoy, what you love, how you like to relax, what you can connect with people over. That's not alcohol, okay? So I want to leave you guys with this today. The reminder, the little piece of truth that I just want to place on your heart for you to think about is that when you drink, alcohol is not just taking the edge off, you guys. It is quite literally dulling the entire emotional range of how you experience your life, okay? The good news though is that you can reverse all of that and you can get it back. All of the joy and the peace and the freedom and the confidence and the clarity, all of that, it's still there. It's still inside of you and it's still around you. You just need to get alcohol out of the way, okay? You deserve to remember how good life can feel when alcohol is not telling you otherwise. When alcohol is not literally hijacking your brain chemistry and making you believe things about yourself and about the world that are not true. So when alcohol disrupts that deep sleep, that deep restorative stage of sleep that our body relies on, even if it's just a few nights a week, even if it's just on weekends, it starts to show up on ways that you might not immediately connect that to drinking, but now you will. And now you know, because waking up puffy and bloated, even after a light dinner, can be because of the drinks you had with that light dinner. Crashing at 3 p.m. and needing to reach for sugar or caffeine to push through is likely because of the drinks you had the night before. The increased irritability, the brain fog, the feeling like your emotions are all over the place and they're running the show. Like you're just hanging on for dear life, trying to keep up with whatever chaotic emotion is going to come out of you at the moment. Feeling like your hormones are all over the place, especially in perimenopause and menopause, but also especially if you're younger and dealing with fertility issues. But when we're talking about perimenopause and menopause, you guys, there are already very real changes that are taking place in our brain and in our body that impact things like our mood and our memory. Alcohol just makes all of that so much worse, so much more intense, so much more negative than it needs to be otherwise, okay? You guys, the bottom line is this, our body wants to heal. Our body is designed to feel good most of the time. And when it doesn't, it's because we have done things that are interfering with its ability to heal and thrive. Getting really good sleep is part of that healing and thriving process. And alcohol just disrupts it every time, every single time, whether it's every night or it's just on weekends. So let's shift this then to the good news, right? The good news. What is one of the first things? What is one of the first benefits that women report after they quit drinking? And you guys, I'm here to tell you, it always goes something like this. It's some variation of, I didn't know how badly I was sleeping. I didn't know how bad things really were until I removed alcohol and started sleeping better and started to feel better. So how long does this usually take, you guys? Honestly, most of the time, maybe a couple weeks. A lot of women notice improvements within the first few nights. There might still be some waking up, but it's not like the heart pounding, head crushing, anxiety filled wake up that we're used to when we're drinking. Some women, it maybe takes a little bit longer because, again, you guys, we're all different. Varying levels of what other health issues you have going on, what other lifestyle issues you have, those are all going to play into it, right? But what I experienced myself, what I see in my clients over and over and over again, is that for most women, I'd say about 90% of women, by the end of their second week alcohol-free, meaning 14 days, women are shocked at how much better they're sleeping and then the ripple effect that that is having on the rest of their day and the rest of their life. Because even if they're waking up a couple of times a night still. When they are sleeping, they are actually getting sleep. Their body is actually doing all of that restorative healing that it wants to be doing because it's not just processing alcohol and trying to get rid of alcohol. Because remember that, you guys, whenever alcohol's around, that is always going to be the top priority because it is so toxic to the human body. Your body is trying to get rid of it. And even if you didn't drink on a certain night, if you drank 3 days ago, your body is still reeling from that and still trying to get rid of it, which is often why, yes, we will start to feel better. We will start to see improvements on sleep, day 3, day 5, day 7, but it really kicks in after the first week, once alcohol has finally been able to get out of our system and we've cleared it and gotten rid of it. Those first few days, that first week, though, the improvements, you guys, they're real and they're tangible and they're inspiring because right away you're going to notice clearer skin, clearer eyes. That's always one of the first things that women notice. And it's so empowering and honestly exciting when we see like just the fogginess and the lack of light leave our eyes and we see how truly clear these windows to our soul can be when we have not been drinking. Often right away too, women report things like more mental clarity, less brain fog, more energy, more patience, less reactive, less of that emotional roller coaster, better digestion, bloating goes down, fewer aches and pains. We start to experience all of this as soon as our body is actually getting the sleep that it needs to get, okay? When we start really looking at how alcohol has shaped the way you relax, the way you have fun, the way you can connect with others, it can bring up a lot. It can bring up doubt and fear and even resistance. Like I know for me, these very questions, thinking about all of this stuff I just mentioned, is what just kept me stuck in drinking for a long time because I was afraid of what I would uncover. I was afraid of finding out the answers to these questions. And another part of it too is you might be wondering, like if alcohol really does take all of this from us, if it really is so bad and causes so many problems, then why is it everywhere? Why is it everywhere? Why is it shoved down our throats, like quite literally at every single turn? These are really big questions, you guys. And they are uncomfortable. Like there's no two ways about it. And the fact that you're even willing to ask them, the fact that we can even have this conversation, it means that awareness is growing. It means that the seed has been planted, which is such a huge thing. And so I'm here to just really gently but lovingly encourage you to don't be afraid to ask these questions. Don't be afraid to even talk to yourself about the answers. Lean in to what feels a little uncomfortable or really uncomfortable. You don't have to have all the answers today. You're not going to. Some things you might figure out right away. Other things take time. But don't be afraid of digging into this. Just keep listening. Keep asking questions. Keep just staying curious. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge others for the thoughts that you have or for what you ponder or for the questions that come up. But just stay curious. Stay open to the idea that maybe there's some things you haven't known up until now about alcohol, and that's okay. We can learn new things. It doesn't have to be bad or scary to learn new information, even about alcohol. And know for sure that you're absolutely in the right place to do this. Because we're going to keep unpacking all of this stuff together, one step at a time. I am here for you while we do that, okay? Once you start to question alcohol's role in your life, it's really hard to unsee it. It's really hard to stick your head back in the sand and not be aware of what you've become aware of. You're going to start noticing the patterns, and you're going to start to see the way that it really does take more than it gives to you, the way that it subtracts rather than adds value to your life. The way that it honestly keeps you stuck. And that right there is the real wake-up call, you guys. And again, it's not necessarily easy and it might not feel great, but don't run away from it. Don't assume that it's bad. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to shift and to grow a little bit, maybe. Because this is the thing, you guys. You don't have to wait, or you don't have to have a big dramatic rock bottom to change your relationship with alcohol. It can be as simple as realizing that alcohol isn't actually adding anything of real value to your life. It can be about asking yourself, what is alcohol actually giving me? And also, what is it taking away? Is it taking more than it's giving? Because here's the thing, I've said this before, you guys, and I'm going to say it again. You don't have to wait for things to get worse. You don't have to keep moving the line that you've drawn in the sand and wait for something worse to happen. You don't have to keep ignoring that nagging feeling in the back of your mind, that voice that's telling you something should change. Like, you don't have to keep ignoring that. Regardless of what people around you are saying, regardless of what you think everybody else is doing, regardless of what society loves to make us believe is true about alcohol, you can just decide to change at any moment. Even right now, you can just decide to stop letting alcohol take things from you. You can stop letting alcohol steal your energy and mess with your mind and mess with your relationships. You can just admit that even if maybe up until recently you thought it was worth it, maybe now it's just not worth it anymore. You don't have to wait for it to look or feel worse than it does right now. If this is hitting home for you, if this is landing, if this feels like it's helping some things click, even if it also feels like it's like, oh man, what does this mean though? Like, what happens now? If you're really starting to see alcohol in a new light, you guys, just know that that awareness is a good thing. It means that you're waking up. It means that you're waking up to the truth, and that's okay. Because on the other side of that truth is so much freedom, you guys, so much ease, so much peace of mind, but ultimately just so much freedom. Sobriety isn't about giving up the good stuff. It's not about giving up fun or giving up connection or not being able to relax or not being able to unwind. It's about getting back everything that alcohol has quietly been taking from you. It's about realizing and relearning how to do and how to have all of those things on your own. It's about reminding yourself and reteaching yourself how to do those without needing alcohol. It's about remembering and rediscovering that you are fun on your own. You can have fun on your own. You can feel connected to the important people in your life. Maybe, most likely, even more connected without alcohol. Just let the possibility linger. Lean in to the questioning. Lean into the awareness. And remember for sure that you're not alone. You're not the only one doing this. You've landed in the right place if you're asking these questions, all right? If this is something that you are ready to explore more, if you really are ready to ask some more of these questions and figure out what your life could look like and could feel like without alcohol having its tentacles in every single part of who you are and what you do, you guys, I'm here to help you, and I'd love to. The Alcohol-Free Blueprint is where I walk you through this process step by step. It's where I help you ask these questions more detailed into your life specifically and help you untangle the answers that you come up with so you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to sit and wonder, well, what next? What do I do? What does life look like without alcohol? I take you through everything that I did to remove alcohol from my life and then to actually create a day-to-day life that feels so good, we just don't even need or want alcohol anymore. I'd love to chat with you about it. I'd love for you to check it out. You can find all of the details in the show notes. If this landed for you, if this resonates, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Or hop on over to Instagram and send me a DM. I always love chatting with you guys. That's it for today's episode. If this conversation resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. And if you're loving the show, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a quick review. It helps others find this message and start their own journey to freedom. Until next time, keep choosing yourself, keep believing in what's possible, and remember, you are so much stronger than you think.